This is the iPhone 13 Pro Max. I've had it for 1 year now, and I want to share my thoughts, my opinions, and my experience of using this device. But before I do dive right in, I want to quickly talk about the wallpaper that you see right here on the iPhone 13 Pro Max. It's my latest wallpaper pack. It's called Illusions. And I'll be leaving a link in the description down below if you want to take a look and support the channel. I have a bunch of other wallpapers as well. And I'm also working on a bunch in the background. And I hopefully will release those in the next coming weeks and months. So without further delay, let's dive right in and talk about 13 Pro Max 1 year later. All right, so starting off with design, I absolutely love this design. I love it. It's built like a tank. This is the largest iPhone of the iPhone 13 series. It's got stainless steel sides, which I absolutely love. I mean, it does collect fingerprints, but that's okay because it has a matte finish. The Sierra blue is a really nice color, although I kind of wish they released green at the same time at the time of launch. I probably would have ended up picking that instead. But nonetheless, I really do like this color and some matte finish, so you won't get any fingerprints on here. Whereas the 13s, they have matte sides and a glossy finish, which I'm not really a huge fan of. Now, this is the largest camera cutout that I've seen in a smartphone from any smartphone company, really, that I've used. I'm just gonna put it out there, that I've used. The largest camera lenses that I've used, but that's why I use it as my main A-roll camera. Right now is the iPhone 12 mini, but in my other videos, it's the iPhone 13 Pro Max, recording all the videos. And this justifies that you too can start a YouTube channel or whatever it is, start making content with your iPhone in your pocket. Now, this is much heavier too because of the larger battery, and I'll get into that in a little bit, but this is built like a tank. Granted, I have been using a case for the entire year, and I quickly, I usually switch up cases too. Right now, I'm using this one from Apple, the silicone case, but I do have screen protector on the front to protect it. I do use a case to protect the sides. I'm very careful with the iPhone 13 Pro Max, so I don't really have any scratches, dings, or anything of that sort. So I'm really happy with how this is built. I just love how it's kind of flattened out, starting with the iPhone 12 series and the 13. They continued it, so no issues there. The one thing, Lightning port, I'm not too happy about it. I kind of wish it had USB-C, but then again, I'm always using MagSafe to charge my 13 Pro Max. I don't even remember using the Lightning port. For the entire year, I've used MagSafe to charge my 13 Pro Max. So that really does say something. And it has a large battery, so I'm not charging as often. But like I said, I'm going to get to that in a little bit. Going to display, I absolutely love this display. The 120 hertz on the 13 Pro Max has been absolutely gorgeous. I absolutely love it. It feels even better now with iOS 16, the optimization with iOS, as well as the 120 hertz refresh rate display. This is buttery smooth. Like, this just feels so fast, and you'll notice it too. Granted, the iPhone, like the 13s, those with 60 hertz displays are still really good, but I'm just glad that Apple finally added 120 hertz to the 13 Pro and 13 Pro Max. So watching content, all that stuff is a breeze. But overall, it's a great design. The notch for me hasn't really been too much of an issue, even if it got just a little bit smaller. I'm not too, I don't really care. It doesn't really get in my way anymore. I've gotten used to it. I'll put it that way. And I'm pretty sure many people who use an iPhone have also gotten used to the notch. But that's really it for design. Absolutely built like a tank. It's pretty heavy, but you're going to be able to rely on it. It's an iPhone. Now let's talk about software and performance with the 13 Pro Max. So the A15 Bionic chipset has been absolutely great. It's been a breeze. I'm always watching YouTube videos. I'm using this for the YouTube work. So when I'm editing on the go and I don't want to edit on my iPad mini 6, I can edit on Lightroom here. I do make my Instagram Reels from here, so I use iMovie to make those Instagram Reels on my iPhone. I'm jotting down notes through Notion for the YouTube channel. I'm using it for iMessage. I'm using it for literally everything. This is my second phone. This is my main iPhone that I use, and I've used it for the past year. It's been absolutely great. No stutters, no hiccups, none of that stuff. Even with the iOS 16 beta that I've been using since June, I've had absolutely no issue. And this was even better when I took it on vacation because I was able to rely on its performance, buttery smooth, super fast. I even sat down today at a local Starbucks and I did a speed test. I was getting like 600 download, but on my Z Flip 4, I was getting half of that. The one thing I love about iPhones is software updates. And with the iPhone 13 Pro Max, be sure to expect at least 5 years of software updates. So iOS 16, 17, 18, 19, and iOS 20. That is really good. You won't be getting that from any Android device. So you can essentially be using this for the next 4 to 5 years and it still won't have any issue because the A15 Bionic chipset is super efficient alongside with the optimization of iOS. And great cameras too, which I'm going to actually dive into right now. You're going to be getting a stellar camera, which is, we're going to talk about cameras right now. These are amazing. Look, I'm not a smartphone camera guy. And for those who are subscribed, they know that I'm not, using all the features on a smartphone. I'm just going to pull it out, take a photo, and that's that. But for me, for the past year of me using this, my experience has been with video. It truly has changed the game because I use this as my A-roll device. I use this to record mainly 95% of my YouTube videos, the ones that you guys are watching. This one is actually recorded with an iPhone 12 mini. But other than that, iPhone 13 Pro Max has been doing a great job. I have used cinematic video. I absolutely love it. It still has some work that it needs to get done. It's kind of like portrait video mode, if you want to put it that way. It still has some work that needs to get done, but for the most part, it's been great. It's something that I can rely on with all 3 lenses as well. No issues whatsoever. If you're looking to start a YouTube channel and you want to get the best of the best for the iPhones, then obviously get the 13 Pro or the 13 Pro Max. Another reason why for cameras is going to be because of the battery, because the larger the size, the larger the battery, which means you can use it to record longer. But like I said, when I just take this phone out to take a photo, that's great. But for most of my time, I'm using this to make YouTube videos, to make Instagram Reels, and sometimes when I'm exporting to my MacBook Pro, or not my MacBook Pro, I switched to MacBook Air, still used to saying Pro. It's just been great using AirDrop, Final Cut Pro. Just the timeline has been so much easier working with iPhone videos, seamless cutouts, seamless, everything about it has been amazing. That's my experience. That's my experience using the iPhone camera. I never really took too many photos or anything like that. I'm just not that type of person. But I know that if there's a scenario where I do need to take a bunch of photos, I can still rely on the 13 Pro Max. And I'm going to probably continue to use this as my main or my A-roll. I'm going to continue to use iPhones in general as my A-roll device until the foreseeable future because of how easy and how great, how good the video quality is. So that's really it for cameras. But let's talk about battery now. 13 Pro Max battery. This has been the best thing about the phone. By far, this is a tank. This literally lasts me 2 days of heavy usage. Look, I'm literally recording a bunch of videos with this. It's at 75%. Still at 75%, and I charged it this morning. I'm using it to record videos. I'm using it to watch YouTube videos. I'm using it to call and to text. I'm using it for a lot of things and still at 75%. This is easily getting me 8 hours of screen on time. This is an absolute beauty. Even with the iOS 16 beta, it's been performing like a champ. You can't go wrong with the 13 Pro and 13 Pro's battery. As you can probably tell up until this point in the video, I did not talk about iPhone 14 or 14 Pro because I'm strictly talking about the 13 Pro Max. But this has just been great, and also because it's the day before the event, so it hasn't been officially announced at the time of this recording, so I can't really talk about it, but rumors are suggesting, and if they do come true, that we're going to be getting a better battery life with the iPhone 14 Pro and 14 Pro Max. And if that does become true, that's even going to be better for the channel, better for me, because maybe instead of 2 days of use, I might get 3 days of use, and that will be super good for the channel. I'm recording a bunch of videos, and I'll still have a high percentage left on the device. Best battery life on a smartphone that I have ever used. It beats out the S22 Ultra. Definitely beats out the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 4. Has beaten out my Pixel 6 Pro. Has beaten out other devices that I've used, like OnePlus 10 Pro. This is a champ. The downside is obviously it doesn't have USB-C, but like I said earlier, I use it for MagSafe, so I have no issues with that. And if you're looking to pick up the 13 Pro Max or the 13 Pro, maybe it's cheaper when the 14 comes out, or you have a good deal, you don't need to worry. Battery life is a plus. And that brings me to the price of the phone. I did pick this up at retail, 128 gigs for $10.99. And look, $10.99 is expensive. Phones are getting expensive, but really, you're getting a great phone for $10.99. Granted, 120 gigs. Now that I'm using it for more video, it's not cutting it. I think I'm gonna have to upgrade to at least 256 for the minimum, because I am using it to make YouTube videos. But that's really just my thing of 1 year later. I hope they make 256 the base minimum instead of 128. And like I said, this is the day before the iPhone 14 series is officially unveiled, so I can't really speak about pricing or anything like that. But the rumors are saying there's going to be a small price increase. I guess it does make sense, but this is already an expensive phone, so at least dropping $1150 for its successor, ooh, that's gonna be pretty tough. The aftermarket, you can find this, second used for a little bit cheaper, but Apple products, Apple iPhones especially, do hold their value really well. So you can find a good deal, and you might find 13 Pro Max for a good deal since its successor will be out. And then I would say, pick it up. But for the most part, that's just really my thoughts on price. It's an expensive phone, but I still think you're getting a lot for what it's worth. And my final thoughts about the 13 Pro Max. Now that I have the case off for this video, I actually like using it caseless, but I need to protect this phone because it's an expensive phone. I use this as my machine to make content, so I'm going to protect it. But other than that, I've absolutely enjoyed my use of the 13 Pro Max. I'm excited for what comes next. Would I recommend this? Yes, I would. There was times throughout the year, and I still have thoughts once in a while of, I kind of wish I picked up the smaller 13 Pro. It still has really good battery life, but it's, more pocketable and usable in one hand. But then I want to get the best battery life. I want to get the biggest battery in the iPhone, and this is it right here. Cameras have been awesome. Display has been great. iMessage has been great. Yes, I'm pointing that out because now I get to use iMessage with my friends. But overall, great performance. One thing, USB-C, will we ever get it on the iPhone? I can't tell you. Everyone would hope, but it's just not a guarantee. It's not a given. That's really been it for this video. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, be sure to superman that like button, comment down below, and best of all, share this video because it really does help out the channel a lot. It will help push my content out to more people. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for supporting. It really does, truly means a lot. And we're 22% of the way to 100,000 subscribers. Can't wait to reach our goal of 25K for the end of this year. That's been it for me, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode.